Tell me what you are thinking about for the Florida Panthers versus the Washington Capitals.
Well, what I'm thinking about is that I'm not going to overthink this series. I'm not overthinking the series. I'm sorry.
You're familiar with the term galaxy brain?
No. Why does it sound like there's a tornado going on behind us?
Oh, it's pouring rain outside.
Oh, okay.
It just started dumping rain, and it sounds bizarre because it's a soundproofed building.
Yeah,
Anyways, all good. I will cut that part out.
Okay.
Maybe.
Or you can leave it in, whatever.
I'll leave it in.
Anyways.
The look of shock and confusion on our face.
What's the galaxy brain?
Oh, it's where you spend so much time trying to overthink something, right? It's like if you've got
by over-analysis,
right,
sort of thing? Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's just like when people are trying to, tell you that Laine should have been picked before Matthews.
Yeah.
And they'll point to like some microstat from when Laine played in, Finland.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Matthews is amazing. Just, that's your pick.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not overthinking this. The Florida Panthers are one of the most dynamic teams in a generation.
Yeah.
They score goals like teams. They're the best offensive team of the salary cap era.
Yeah.
They are dynamic.
Yep.
They're good at every position.
Yep.
Washington's old and slow. This is going to be a 5-gamer in my opinion, and I think Florida's going to win it pretty easily.
Wow. So first of all, both teams have key injuries that they are saying are going to return for the playoffs in Ovechkin and Ekblad.
Right.
So let's take them at their word and say that Ovechkin and Ekblad are in this. The one thing that the Washington Capitals have going for them, and I think that this would be good against a team like Carolina or a team like Toronto. The one thing that the Washington Capitals have going for them is that they're heavy, miserable forward core, right? Of course, led by Ovechkin, who still is just a hit-seeking missile, and Tom Wilson.
No, he's not. No, not anymore.
He still does it though.
Not anymore. He can do it.
It's not like the old days.
I think the X factor here is Tom Wilson, who can literally change the course of a series.
But here's the thing, right? Those guys, I mean, because Kuznetsov is no slouch, right? Those guys are going against, I've said it before, the defense core for Florida just must get old GMs giddy. This idea of like Ben Sherratt, Radko Gudas, second pair, Mackenzie Weegar, Aaron Ekblad, first pair. It's just like, if there was one team that completely nullifies Washington's one advantage, it's Florida, because those four guys are the most miserable four SOBs in the entire NHL. You don't think?
Well, I don't know about Ekblad being that miserable.
He can be.
He can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry about Ekblad's health all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
And
go to bed.
No, I don't do that, but
it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where Aaron Ekblad's health is?
It's always an issue. It's always an issue. But you're not going to out heavy the Florida Panthers. You're just not.
Here's the thing, right? And now there's another guy on the Florida Panthers, and he's not an X factor at all. But I bring him up because it reminds me of Aaron Ekblad. Joe Thornton in his prime did not play a heavy punishing game.
Nope.
But if he decided that you shouldn't exist on the ice anymore, he would simply erase your existence. Right? So that's what Aaron Ekblad is to me, is that he doesn't play this punishing heavy game, but every once in a while he just goes, nah, don't like you. And then just boom. Like he has that ability in him. And so we've not seen a whole heck of a lot of playoffs Aaron Ekblad, right? Like last year we saw him. And that was the last time. Yeah. That was the first time that Florida was in the Panthers in the playoffs since having Aaron Ekblad.
You sure about that?
I'm not positive.
They lost to the Islanders a couple of years ago in the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they would have had Ekblad.
Yeah.
But my point is that we have not yet seen him not only in the playoffs but in his prime and with the surrounding cast.
Nor have we seen Barkov or Huberdeau or any of those guys really crank it up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. So I see the only real path to victory I see for the Washington Capitals in this series is, I mean, I still think Florida has a big edge in goaltending, but Sergei Bobrovsky has a checkered past, let's say.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going against like Ilya Samsonov.
I know.
Right? So like I'd be right there with you.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like Sergei Bobrovsky versus like Andrei Vasilevsky.
Right. But what
I have no faith in either of them.
What I'm saying is if you make Bobrovsky a factor in this series, i.e. you plant some seeds of doubt, and you get a couple of early goals in the first game and you win that first game and goaltending is a factor, maybe then you can ride that.
Or maybe Spencer Knight becomes what's his name? Murray for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Why am I not thinking
Matt
of
Murray?
Matt Murray?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Bill was the only first name on the tip of my tongue there, but
right. Okay.
No, like, or you know, and Spencer Knight, he was interviewed on the In Goal magazine podcast. I remember a number of years ago, and I was impressed does not begin to describe how fascinating this young man was, and just how well suited for the position he came off as in that interview. Right. So, you know, I agree with you, but I would feel more concerned about the goaltending if you were pretty sure that the goalie on the other side was not.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it, but I'm saying that's their only path to victory.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just feel like, again, you know, I mean, there are people who analyze these things from a numbers standpoint. I don't, because they scare me. But I still think that the Washington Capitals are fundamentally flawed.
Yeah.
In several areas, and one of them is the give a shit factor. I don't think they have a high give a shit factor.
Right.
I think they're happy that they won that cup, and they're okay with it. They're okay with that being their only cup. And I've said this before, and I mean, people disagree with me.
You said this with Jeff Merrick on the podcast.
But I think all that matters in Washington these days is whether or not Ovi breaks Wayne Gretzky's scoring record.
Yeah.
I think that's all anybody cares about there right now.
Yeah.
And until they stop caring about that so much, and this is a team whose window's closed. It's closed as far as I'm concerned. Closed.
Yeah. So, before we get off the Washington Capitals versus the Florida Panthers, speaking of numbers, my question for you is this. Can we agree that the biggest factor in the playoffs is 5 versus 5 with the whistles kind of going away?
Or 5-on-5? Yep.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
For Corsi, and granted, it's just one thing. It's just shot attempts, right? The Florida Panthers are the best 5-on-5 team in the league. The Washington Capitals are the 14th best 5-on-5 team in the league, barely being above water at 50.55% of the shot attempts.
Okay.
The Florida Panthers having 56.36% of the shot attempts.
Okay.
That's a huge difference.
1%?
6%.
Oh, 6. Oh, okay.
6%. You really don't like numbers, do you?
I told you they scare me.
But, okay, so how surprised would you be if Washington came out ahead as a percentage?
85.
You'd be 80. So 90. You give the Florida Panthers a 25% chance to lose this series.
At most.
85.
What do you mean I'm giving them 25? What are you talking about with
15? We normally record these in the mornings. This is the evening. You've reached Hockey Unfiltered After Dark.
Yeah. I would
Arithmetic is gone.
If we're going to do a percentage thing, I would give the Florida Panthers an 80% chance of winning the series. And you know what? Again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not based on any of the statistics. This is just me saying what I think their percentage is. I think the Florida Panthers are going to win this series, and I think they're going to win it fairly easily. And
then I give the Florida Panthers 70%.
Okay.
No, 75.
Okay.
I'm pretty.
So we're pretty much
close.
On the same page.
So now, just for fun, let's look at moneypuck.com. Haven't looked at this before, giving the percentages. MoneyPuck gives them 64.9%, so just under 65%.
Okay.
So there you go.
Florida Panthers, what do they base it on? They base on...
That's proprietary. So their proprietary expected goals metric versus their Corsi versus their whatever. And then they mix that all up behind the scenes, and we couldn't know that. I have no idea
what you're talking about. Don't care. Okay.
Well,
that was just like a big waste of breath.
You asked.
I asked. I know. But like what? Like, okay.
Shall we move forward?
Yeah.
Before we move forward, don't forget to check out Ken's writing, kencampbell.substack.com. We will be attempting some live watch-alongs of games.
Oh God!
Coming up in the playoffs.
Now we have to do it because you said
it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, now the internet will hold us to account. So I got to sit in your
stupid backyard and sit and watch a game with you. And,
I do have a bit.
Sit there and talk about it.
Other than my pristine grass, I've got a bit of a redneck backyard. I've got the toys and the boat. And
I'm going to be pissed by the end of the game. Like I'm going to drink heavily.
Anyways, so subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel to see Ken get plastered while watching a game with me. And I don't drink, so there's going to be at least one sober second thought going on there. You know, maybe I'll find a thought.
Yeah, you're going to come and pick me up that night and drive me home. That's the deal.
It's a good thing that we live about 5 minutes from each other then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Exactly.
All right.